The Adeptus Mechanicus, once known as the Mechanicum before the betrayal in the Horus Heresy, is what you can call a vassal of the Imperium of Man, for they enjoy more freedoms than any other branch of the Imperium. During the Dark Age of technology, the now wasteland of Mars was once luscious and lively, but with the age of strife and separation from the wider human existence, each human world had to fend for themselves. Mars became a battleground after a great many years. The Martian world became a barren husk, just as it was before the great expansion of mankind. After the Age of Strife, when Mars was finally tamed and unified by the Mechanicum, it was the tech priests who would begin to expand their influence beyond the Red Planet, setting up and reclaiming forge worlds, planet-spanning factories with the sole purpose of refining materials and producing technology. From the Dark Age of technology, along with the never-ending search for STCs, or what is otherwise known as standard template constructs, having to travel outside of the warp due to a lack of astropaths, psychers who can use their abilities to navigate through the warp. These journeys would rarely return or take too long to be done in mass. They would, however, make many trips to Earth in order to find ancient and lost tech, at least before the Emperor and his Thunder Warriors. The Mechanicum could have been an empire unto themselves if the Emperor had not traveled to Mars and coerced them into joining in partnership. At first, the Mechanicum saw no reason to rely on these flesh-made Terrans, in the realization that the Emperor asked for their most sacred and unfixable artifact for him to piece together again. Astonishingly, the Mechanicum agreed, and provided the Emperor what he sought. In the end, the Emperor made whole what was unmendable to the Mechanicum. After this proof of the Emperor's might and knowledge, many in the Mechanicum saw him as the Omnissiah, the embodiment of the machine god. The Treaty of Olympus, as it is known to some, stated the Imperium of Man would give all technological rights, forge worlds, 6 houses of navigators and astropaths to the Mechanicum so it could unite its far-flung empire of the lost forge worlds, and newly found STCs to the Mechanicum. In return, the Mechanicum would provide all tech and production needed for the Imperium. However, the Emperor himself forbade the Mechanicum from the development of AI, from going deeper into the vaults of Mars, and finally, the Emperor would change his emblem to the Aquila, a 2-headed eagle to represent the unity of Mars and Terra. The Mechanicum believes that all technology that could exist already does. It simply hasn't been discovered yet. For this reason, they seek out STCs, or standard template constructs, that contain the old knowledge of humanity from the Dark Age of technology. Along with this, the Mechanicum acknowledges that all flesh is weak, and by making yourself one with machinery, can one become closer to the machine god, the provider and knower of all knowledge. Because it is known to be sacred, only tech priests are permitted to make the most drastic and custom changes to their bodies. For in the Mechanicum, the primary thing that matters to one's status is their knowledge, and all other must be done to preserve that, even if it means replacing all flesh with the purity of metal. They also think that in every machine lies its own spirit, and in order for the machine spirit to be happy and function, one must pray to the Omnissiah and perform a ritual for the machine to want it to function. Usually, tech priests advocate the destruction of alien technology to free its spirit, for this is a perversion of technology. For humanity is the Omnissiah's chosen people, so only their technology is the purest. While more radical followers may excuse this study, safekeeping, and even the use of alien devices in the name of the eternal quest for knowledge. The worst form of tech is known as AI, or otherwise known as abominable intelligence, for it is intelligence without a soul. The Mechanicum also follows its production of technology very strictly. Any change to the original STC is forbidden, for it was provided by the machine god himself. There are many fields a tech priest can follow, but the three main ones are devoted to learning alien biology, language, and traveling to discover new technology in the form of STCs. The language of the Mechanicum is a combination of Gothic and binary, often referred to as lingua techna. It can only be comprehended by one of their own, for it requires the interface of machines. The beliefs of the Mechanicum can be easier understood by reading their core beliefs. The first set is known as the Mysteries. Life is directed motion. The spirit is the spark of life. Sentience is the ability to learn the value of knowledge. Intellect is the understanding of knowledge. Sentience is the basest form of intellect. Understanding is the true path to comprehension. Comprehension is the key to all things. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Second is the warnings. The alien mechanism is a perversion of the true path. The soul is the conscience of sentience. A soul can be bestowed only by the Omnissiah. The soulless sentience is the enemy of all life. The knowledge of the ancients stands beyond question. The machine spirit guards the knowledge of the ancients. Flesh is feeble, but ritual honors the machine spirit. To break with the ritual is to break with the faith. At the breakout of the Horus Heresy, the majority of the Mechanicum chose to side with the Primarch Horus Lupercal, leader of the Lunar Wolves, now known as the Sons of Horus. At the time, Horus had provided the Fabricator General, leader of Mars, a bank of STCs, and promised, after his victory in the war, he would give the Mechanicum full autonomy, access to the vaults under Mars, and freedom to pursue any knowledge they sought, including AI. On the top of all this, the Fabricator General, Calbor Hal, did not see the Emperor as the Omnissiah, as some did in the Mechanicum. There were some, however, that fought against the Fabricator General, for the Emperor believing he was the Omnissiah. This conflict was known as the Schism of Mars, and paralleled much of the Horus Heresy. After the war and Horus's defeat by the Emperor, the traitor forces of the Mechanicum, now known as the Dark Mechanicum, fled to the Eye of Terror, a giant warp rift in the center of the galaxy, along with the rest of the traitor forces. The loyal members of the Mechanicum were rebranded as the Adeptus Mechanius and reincorporated into the Imperium of Man, now with more sanctions and mistrust than ever before. Only tolerated because the Imperium cannot comprehend the knowledge the tech priests hold, along with the fact they are the only ones capable to repair and maintain the Golden Throne that is keeping the Emperor alive. Now, they are left merely as vassals in a branch of the Imperium. They are allowed to maintain their cult of the machine religion, the rights to all tech and forge worlds, and even a seat at the High Council, which the Fabricator General now holds. Everything else the Adeptus Mechanicus could have held, though, is forever lost to time, for in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Hey guys, thank you for watching the video. We're gonna be trying to do about 2 of these a week, but we'll try to see how we can level out the schedule between with this and other things that we're all working on. If you would like to help us out, since we are a new channel, be sure to like and comment, because it'll put us up there more in the algorithm and get us seen by more people, which, everyone benefits from that. More people get to see the channel, and we get to, be more noticed and have our name put out there and everything. And for those of you who would really like to support the channel, we do currently have a Patreon set up. It isn't really offering that much right now, and it's because we can't really afford to put a lot of time into the channel currently. But our first 2 goals would really help boost the channel's efficiency and total effort that we can put into it. For instance, this video, I had to use 3 separate editing programs in order to make the video, and that's mainly because each version is a free version, because we really can't afford to pay for the software, and I don't really want to try to torrent something just because it just feels weird. But if we're able to streamline that process and just get it down to 1 or 2 editing programs, it'll make everything look more unified, and it'll make everything go by a lot faster, allowing us to put out more content for everyone. So if we're able to hit those goals, it'll be nice. It'll, like, it really will. It'll streamline everything. It'll cut down on the time of editing and exporting videos to different sites and to different programs. But if you can't, it's perfectly fine. It would just be the biggest help for you guys just to like the video if you enjoyed it. Believe it or not, even disliking the video helps the engagement. So if you disliked it, press dislike, because no matter what, everything helps the engagement of the video, and that's kind of what the algorithm is tuned for. If you liked this video, be sure to check out our more podcasty version. It's more long form, and it's just more so just throwing things out there and just talking about it. It's something me and my wife do. And that's it. Thank you guys, and thank you for watching the video.